Episode number 4. Zensky, Nick Karski with you. Welcome to the weekend. It is good to be here, my friend.
Always.
What is going on?
Living the life. Another day, another dollar, another dream. Words of encouragement, words of wisdom as we get set for the weekend.
The weekend is upon us. We are at the precipice of the weekend right now.
So close. You smell it? I do. It's called the weekend.
Oh, look at that. What are you doing this weekend? I know we usually ask that at the end of the show, but let's
clue.
Switch it up a little bit.
No plans. None whatsoever.
Plans.
I've got absolutely nothing figured out. I'll probably watch the Bills on Monday Night Football lose to the Chiefs and fall to 4-2. Let's not talk about that debacle of a game on Tuesday night, okay?
Whoa. Okay, are you getting pessimistic on me right now? If we flash back 3 weeks ago, you were a cocky mother effer, and now you are...
Not feeling so good about this defense.
No, not really.
Dude. Not feeling so good about this defense. It was it was a disaster, a dumpster fire, a mess, a bleep show, everything in between Tuesday night against the Titans.
If we could quote Jake Tapper from the first presidential debate, it was a hot mess inside a train wreck, inside a dumpster fire, or some form of those three things.
Some variation of that.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it felt like to be a Bills fan on Tuesday night watching that game. But no, I've got nothing really planned. What about you?
This pretty much the same. I mean,
Yeah.
It's not bad to not have anything on the weekend every now and then, you know?
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that did happen over the course of the week, though. Should we get to our headlines, as we always do?
Drop it.
Here's what you missed.
Well, the biggest story, and every time I feel like this happens, it is the biggest story, not just in like the tech news category, but in news in general. Our friends in Cupertino, California, Apple, have some new shit they want to show us.
That they want to show us? No. That they want us to purchase.
That they want us to buy. Yes, I'm sorry. That they want us to buy. So, in case you missed it, Apple had their big fall tech event virtually the other day, and they announced a variety of new products, and I'm just going to kind of go down the list here. The first of which is the HomePod Mini, which I'm surprised it took them this long to come out with a new version of the HomePod, which when it came out was coined the dumbest smart speaker on the market. Because it was only Siri enabled and you could only listen to Apple Music on it, and it didn't pull in Spotify or any of the other apps that you would like to see on a smart speaker, right?
Right.
So they came out with this smaller version, $99, and it kind of fixes some of the gripes that a lot of people had from the original HomePod, but it's really more or less to keep you in the Apple ecosystem. It's hooked up to Siri, obviously your Apple ID and all that fun stuff. It primarily plays Apple Music, but you now have integration with Pandora and Amazon Music, which is not a terrible thing.
Not a terrible thing at all, and it's what they should have done a long time ago, but it takes forever for them to kind of realize, well, not forever, but it takes a lot of super Apple fans to be like, all right, look, these are our demands. Meet them or else. And they finally listen to the people.
Right. And I think they were going for a very niche market because and you could see it if you watch the keynote, but they really touting the audio capabilities of this, like the compression driver and like the tweeters and the woofer. It's like all has this very technologically smart intelligence aspect to it, where it reads the room around you, then it adjusts how it plays the music based on your acoustic setting, essentially. Really? So that's way too nerdy for me to get into, but I'll just say the Apple HomePod Mini. Okay, all right. Apple HomePod Mini coming soon, in case you want. The next big thing, which they just touted this the entire time, 5G. 5G is the new thing in cellular devices, so they actually brought out the Verizon CEO to talk about everything that Verizon is doing with 5G, and boy, was that a dead horse by the end of the show. They beat that thing silly.
Really?
It was that was their big selling point. They brought it as the thread through every product that they talked through the rest of the show, and I was like, all right, we get it.
Now, see, I didn't watch any of it, but you would think that they would just mention it a few times. They literally kept beating it over and over and over your head.
I mean, it's the biggest innovation in, like, I guess, cellular technology since.
Well, sure, of course it is.
4G.
It's going to be, but the next big thing is going to be the biggest, the next big greatest thing in the history of ever, like 6G and 7G and 8G,
Right.
Just like their phones. When we got to 7, it was a big deal. Then we got to 8, then it was a 9, and then, like, come on, everything that you do is a huge, new, great, awesome thing.
Which segues perfectly into the new iPhone 12.
Oh my gosh.
Which took up a good chunk of the show, and obviously, so they led off with the HomePod, they went into 5G, and then the rest of the time was taken up by the iPhone 12. So it's your new flagship, state-of-the-art Apple iPhone coming to you hot, straight from our friends, and so there's a couple different variations. So the first of which you just have your baseline iPhone 12. Then they came out with the iPhone 12 Pro and the iPhone 12 Pro Max, because let's just throw a bunch of random words behind it and call it a phone.
Extra words makes it fancy as bleep. Okay?
Yeah. So, and not to make it more confusing, in case you didn't want the iPhone 12 Pro Max, whatever, at a whopping 6.7-inch screen, you can get the iPhone 12 Mini, which is just your smaller version of the iPhone 12. So,
and what's the going rate on all of this?
So, okay. So here is your new ecosystem of iPhones. You have your iPhone SE starting from $399, your iPhone XR from $499, your iPhone 11 at $599, and your iPhone 12 at $699, your iPhone 12 Pro at $999, and your 12 Pro Max comes in at a whopping $1099.
$1099. I couldn't remember
for
if it was
phone.
$1,200 or $1099. Yeah, and that's at the 128 gigabyte range.
Yep.
And
which is not a bad thing, actually.
No, it's not. The bigger the better, and that's what you're going to get a lot of times with Apple products. I mean, here I am due for a new phone, but I can't just find myself pulling the trigger on something that expensive. But at the same time, I do want the newest and greatest and best thing that's out there.
And I agree with you. Like there is as much as we sound like we're shitting on them right now, like there is a decent amount of fanfare and thought and obviously cool features that go along with these. So I think like the most ubiquitous thing is the cameras, and they did spend a decent amount of time talking about the cameras, and they are impressive. Like the night vision, and they have this new Dolby like real time editing feature you can now do with like HDR footage on your phone, and like it's impressive. So if you're willing to shell out $1,100 for your brand new iPhone, which we know there will be people there on day one, even though in a socially distanced world, they'll be at the Apple store ready to get it. Yeah. They'll just be spaced 6 feet apart. Those tents will be 6 feet apart now on the street.
Let me ask you, nerd. Sorry, that was me.
It's okay. You're fine.
Are you gonna be one of those people, maybe not in line, but are you gonna put the charge card out there and make the purchase? What are we gonna do here?
No, I'm never that guy. Like I just got the iPhone 10 in February of 2019.
Oh.
So whatever. So I'm like maybe a year or so after the curve, but you're even further behind that, right? What do you have?
I really don't even remember what I have.
Show me.
That's my knowledge of iPhones, is that I think this is technically like this is a beat up 6S maybe or something like that. I can check.
Yeah, you still have a home button on there.
I still have a home button. I still have a port where you can charge your phone, which, by the way, no ports to charge your phone, no headphone speakers, earbuds or anything like that. Like any of that stuff. I know I'm really dating myself. None of that's coming with the new guy, huh?
Well, no, because and you actually hit it right on the money, because another feature of the new phone is, you remember from the old MacBook Pros from days past, the MagSafe connectors?
Yeah.
They brought those back with the iPhone.
Oh, okay.
So with now wireless charging being the way of the world, they basically put a magnet in the back plate of the iPhone, and so you stick a charging magnet to it, which they say it's wireless, but the magnet is connected to a wire. So it's like, okay.
All I know is that I got a 6S, and I'm really, really proud of it.
You just confirmed that. You have a 6S.
6S, baby.
I can't believe that is still kicking. That's insane.
Well, I'm trying to properly position it so that the battery starts charging because I'm only at 9% right now.
So maybe signs you should get a new phone.
Signs that I should get a new phone. Yes, that is one of them. So everybody goes on runs on Dunkin', I should say. Well, everybody goes to Dunkin'. Everybody runs on Dunkin'. They've added a new donut to their repertoire of consumption at Dunkin'. They've added a spicy donut. The spicy ghost pepper donut.
Oh my gosh.
I have no idea what to make of it. A part of me really wants to try it. A part of me feels like if they're going to be selling this thing on the regular, it can't be as spicy as a normal ghost pepper would be, because we all know that is considered the spiciest pepper in the world.
Right.
It's described as a deliciously daring donut. It's topped with strawberry icing that's mixed with a blend of cayenne and ghost pepper. And as we know, ghost pepper is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. So yeah. I'm really, really curious to try this thing, though. I think I just might try it because it came out on Wednesday. They're expecting that this is going to go through the month of December. I mean, it's perfect timing for Halloween if you want to call it a, spicy, spooky Halloween donut. Ooh, give it a shot.
All right. Well, so I don't think Dunkin's going to hire you for their radio ads anytime soon.
No, but, probably not.
So will you try it on the show next week? Will you try it live on the show next week?
Yeah, because I feel like it's not going to be that spicy.
Okay.
I feel like they can't actually sell something that's going to be that spicy.
I agree with you, but not without like doing like because you see on like these food challenges, like you need to sign a waiver and stuff before you do like these insane wing stuff. But yeah, I agree with you. I guess it needs to be within reason. So maybe a little bit of a kick to it, but not much.
All right. Well, fair enough. If you want me to do it, I'll do it next week. I'll make sure that I get one of these donuts. Hopefully my local Dunkin's have it, and I'll find myself doing it.
Done.
All right. Next headline, as if anybody really actually cares about this one, to be perfectly honest. The Pro Bowl, for the first time in more than 70 years, will not be held by the National Football League.
Only the most arbitrary MVP All-Star game that in pro sports.
Yeah.
It took this long for it to get axed?
Well, to be fair, we're living in some really weird times right now.
True.
And there's a strong possibility at this rate, considering the number of games that have been moved and shifted around, because we've had 12 NFL games that have been moved, like postponed or rescheduled in the NFL right now. So it's one of those things where they might try to, I wouldn't be surprised, try to use what would be the Pro Bowl as a makeup week if needed, because God only knows what we're going to see down the road here with COVID-19 and how it's going to affect the NFL schedule.
Yeah. Because Pro Bowl has traditionally, wasn't it usually the week or two after the Super Bowl?
Correct. And then they moved it before because it would be that bye week, and they wanted to give people something to do and something to watch on TV. Look, here's what I'm going to say about the Pro Bowl, and you know me being the sports guy here.
Yeah.
I think the Pro Bowl has obviously gone downhill, but there was a time where 25, 30 years ago, the Pro Bowl still meant something. Like having the AFC guys go up against the NFC guys, these players would actually try their best to win the ball game. Like it was no, hey, we're going to run the football up the middle and everybody just try to avoid the guy who's rushing the football and let's try to just push him down to the ground and call it a tackle. Like, no, that wasn't the case. Like I remember watching an old 90s Pro Bowl here within the last couple of months at home, just curious. Let's see what it looked like back in the day. And Steve Tasker's trying to haul in these punts, and Jim Kelly's trying to rifle the football down the field to, guys from different teams and stuff like that. Like these guys were legitimately trying, it looked like, to win a football game. Right. Back in the day, it actually meant something. And now that these guys are getting paid millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, they don't want to put their bodies on the line, and neither do their teams, because they're essentially assets to the franchise.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's a tough situation because like obviously like they have sponsors and the league has sponsors, and so there's a lot of different parties at play. But like, do it for the kid that's looking up to the athlete.
Yeah.
Right. Like I looked up to Mike Piazza growing up. Right. Like he was the athlete I looked up to among many other Met players, and like if I saw him go out there and half-ass something like that has an effect on you as you're growing up, you know?
Here's the one thing I'll say, and sorry to interrupt. The one thing I'll say is, out of all of the All-Star games that are out there, the only one you can't half-ass is the Major League Baseball All-Star game.
That's a good point.
Because in that moment, pitcher versus hitter, a pitcher's still going to throw 95. They can't, slow that thing down, because if they do, they're bound to hurt themselves for it. And a hitter doesn't want to be shown up. So these guys are still going to play hard. Even though it's a meaningless game, I feel like the Major League Baseball All-Star game kind of gets it right because these guys still play hard out there.
And it has a direct effect on, the outcome of the game actually means something.
Well, it used to mean something. It used to mean home field advantage back in the day. Like home field advantage for the World Series. They got rid of that a while ago. Yeah, they got rid of that a while ago. But
wasn't that fairly recent, though?
Yeah, within the last 5 years.
Okay, so more or less.
But regardless, it's it's one of those things where the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, I feel like they get it right, even if it's in the middle of the season. The Pro Bowl, because these guys are beating themselves up all season long and everything, they're not going to go that hard. They're going to half bleep it, and that's it just because of these crazy times that we're in right now. I'm not even surprised that they've decided to can this thing altogether, because there's going to be a point where, heck, you might see a franchise miss 1, 2, 3 weeks in a row. Then what are you going to do? You got to figure out a way to schedule all this stuff. So
yeah, I do not envy. You've seen it with all leagues. I mean, MLB had to do it, when the season was just getting started, and who was it? The Phillies or the Cardinals? Like they were all, having the outbreaks and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So
right.
I do not envy the job of a professional sports scheduling department.
No, it's chaos. It's all absolute chaos. That's what everything has been here over the last 9 months now that we're practically dealing with it. It feels like.
Well, and it's a little chaotic for you at work, right? We were just talking before we started recording here, and obviously we're in the midst of the MLB playoffs and the championship series, and it's a new thing every day for you at work. It sounds like, right?
Maybe there's a show, maybe there's not a show, maybe there's a series that's going to be wrapped up, maybe there won't be a series that's going to be wrapped up. It's just the nature of the beast. I mean, it's a fun time of the year for a sports fan, no question about it, because you've got these postseason games going on. You got the NFL in the full swing, and a lot of people were lucky. Well, lucky to some extent if you're a fan of the NBA and the NHL, because they obviously delayed everything and postponed everything and resumed it, so everything was happening at once. So realistically, it's been a really fun time to be a sports fan. But it's kind of crazy to me that we're already in the middle of October here, which means Halloween's going to be rolling around here anytime soon. Do you guys do anything for Halloween? Do you have any big plans for Halloween? Do you guys just stay home and hand out candy? Like, what's the deal?
No, I mean, I was supposed to be helping out on a wedding this Halloween, but that has ultimately been postponed.
Wait, when is Halloween this year? Is it on a Saturday?
It's a Saturday.
Wow, and somebody was going to get married on Halloween.
Yeah.
That is
it was.
wild.
I forget where. I think it was in Newport, Rhode Island. Okay. I think it was a wedding there. I could be forgetting the wrong place, but I was supposed to be doing that. But yeah, we're not doing anything right now. I think we're at the age where if your friends are doing something, like you'll go do it, right?
Yeah.
I think like obviously the DJ side of me, like you always want to have a gig lined up on Halloween, like especially on a Saturday. That's a big party night of the year. But I mean, what about you? What are you doing?
For right now, got nothing planned. Might actually go spend time with my parents and watch them hand out candy, which they rarely get any kids to begin with because they live on a hill that's pretty steep. So back in the day when I was young, there were kids all around. I mean, you'd go to the house next door and the house across the way, and this house there and everywhere. Like there were kids. And they were all trick-or-treating. Like, we're talking about dozens of kids. It felt like going to my parents' house. Now, forget about it. And nobody wants to walk up that hill. So maybe we'll stop by, just hang out, order some food or whatever, and just have a good time for a little bit.
Can't go wrong with that.
Halloween costumes. Do you I was going to say, do you indulge in the whole, decorating of yourself for Halloween?
I'm glad you clarified
that's
with
one
Halloween.
That's one way to put it. I mean, but do you dress up for Halloween or only for like special occasions?
No, I only dress up for 4th of July and,
come on,
Valentine's Day and Thanksgiving
man.
and no, I can't tell you the last time I actually did like a legit Halloween costume. Like obviously growing up as a kid, like I was the Power Ranger for who knows how many years, right? Like I couldn't tell you, but I honestly can't tell you my last Halloween costume. I know in college I got the funny Halloween costume I did. I got the sweatshirt from Animal House that John Belushi wore. It just says college.
College, yeah.
Yeah. My dad will get a kick out of that because he loves that movie. But I think that was really the extent.
Now, wait, does that actually qualify as a Halloween costume? Just putting a T-shirt on that says college that people would probably wear at a normal party to begin with. You wear it for Halloween. Does it count as a costume?
I guess it's how you define costume. Is a costume something you wouldn't normally wear?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. And does it also need to be something that you wouldn't normally wear, but also is like you're dressing up as someone else?
I don't think you necessarily have to dress up as somebody else, but I think it's got to be something that you normally wouldn't wear. So, for instance, I look at people who wear, a Buffalo Bills jersey, and they're like, look at me, I'm Josh Allen for Halloween. And it's like, no, buddy, you're just wearing a Josh Allen shirt or like jersey right now. And
right.
Like you wear a jersey of your favorite sports team doesn't mean you're a member of your team and you're dressing up for Halloween as them.
Okay, so but if like I mean we saw this all the time in college. I'm sure like the girl best friends, one will be dressed in red, the other will be in yellow, and it's ketchup and mustard. So if you're wearing a red T-shirt,
so basic,
is that a Halloween costume?
If you're wearing what? Say that one more time.
If you're just like wearing a red T-shirt and the other person's wearing a yellow T-shirt, you could feasibly normally wear a red T-shirt and just say I'm just wearing it to go to class or whatever. Like, is that a costume?
Because now we're thinking too deep into this. Now we're thinking too much into this.
To your original question, the college sweatshirt technically was a costume for me because I normally wouldn't wear that. I bought it specifically to wear on Halloween because I know I wasn't going to wear anything else.
Can you think of the best costume you've ever had? Because I can think of one of the best costumes I ever had. My mom, God bless her soul, when the White Ranger originally came out, like the White Power Ranger, there were no costumes for this guy. Like, I think the White Power Ranger was unveiled just before Halloween. So there's no White Ranger Halloween costumes anywhere because they just didn't make any yet.
Can Mrs. Skarsky dig up a photo of this?
Oh, I'm sure she can. I'm sure we could probably find something like that.
Because I was just so like when I said Power Ranger, I know my mom has a photo of me as the White Power Ranger as well.
But my mom had to make the costume because the White Power Ranger was so new. He was so new into the force that was the Power Rangers that she had to make the costume for me. And I tell you what, she did an incredible job for it. Took like what looked like cardboard and somehow painted it gold so it looked like I was wearing the vest. She took one of those, is it Jason or Freddy? Like hockey masks, if you will, that's in the scary movies. And Freddy. She like decorated it so that it looked like the colors and the style of the White Ranger mask. She went all out, and this thing actually looked pretty darn good.
That's impressive.
Yeah, she did a nice job with it.
I'd say you and I, let's commit to trying to find these photos, and we'll drop them on social media because I'm sure people would love to see little Zensky and little Karski dressed up as Power Rangers.
The worst thing you could be for Halloween, besides one of those people who wears a sports jersey and simply says, oh, look at me, I'm this player from my favorite sports team, is a ghost. Because nobody actually dresses up as a ghost for Halloween.
That's your cliche, like, oh, I put minimal effort into this, so I'm just going to poke holes in sheets and...
But nobody does that, though, dude. I do not see. I've never seen even a kid.
You feel very passionately about this.
I've never even seen a kid dress up as a ghost for Halloween where they cut out the patches on the bed sheet and that's it. That's something you see in the movies and you see in the cartoons around Halloween.
Like Charlie Brown, right?
Yeah, that's when you see it.
You're not wrong. I think if we're looking at, I think it is one of the costumes that a lot of people think of when they think of Halloween, right? But who's actually dressing up at it? We should try to find. We should get to the bottom of this. Like, I feel like there's an answer here that we need to find.
Okay, but do you think anybody actually dresses up as a ghost for Halloween? Yes or no?
No.
No? I think it's ridiculous. I think it's absolutely a worthless costume that nobody actually does.
Fair point.
And it's the media who just thrusts it down your throat, okay? When I'm watching the cartoons and everything like that, they just stuff it in there.
Don't bring the media into this, man. They're having a rough year.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we are. Okay, let's get to the bottom of this. I want to find out for sure from people. Does anybody actually dress up as a ghost for Halloween? Okay. Let's just figure this out. We're gonna hit the phones real quick. We're gonna ask a couple of people here.
Okay.
Our first person isn't going to answer the phone, are they?
No, it's going to be a great start to the bit.
Are you surprised, though? Are you surprised? Because this first person is our friend James Heasley.
You reached James Heasley's voicemail. Please leave a message.
Well, we're not going to leave a voicemail for him. We'll just move on to the next person.
Oh, man. Thanks, James.
Nick Karski.
Steph Wisniewski, you're on with Nick and Zensky right now. A very important question for you. Does anybody actually dress up as a ghost for Halloween? Yes or no?
No. I don't think so. Yeah. I mean, I was a ghost.
There's no right or wrong answer.
For Halloween in 4th grade, if that's any consolation.
So somebody does dress up as a ghost for Halloween, so it's a yes. So it's a yes.
Okay, yes. I mean, I did. I don't know, but I haven't seen anybody else as a ghost, but but I was in 4th grade. I literally cut holes in a bedsheet, and it was the best costume ever. Because it was like snowing that Halloween, and I was very warm, and nobody knew who I was.
So not only do we have a yes, but we have a best costume ever coming out of it.
Yeah.
Son of a... All right. We got to move on. We got to move on. I can't believe this is the direction we're going. Steph, thank you so much for getting on the phone with us. That's Steph Wisniewski, a good friend of ours. We're going to move on to the next person. We're going to call your wife, Jenna, right here, right now. We just got to move through this. Rapid fire. As quick as we can. Rapid fire.
Yep.
Let's see if she answered. She's probably very confused. She might come and actually check on you.
Probably.
What?
Jenna, hello. You're on the line with Nick and Zensky. This is a very important question for you. Does anybody actually dress up as a ghost for Halloween?
Like 3-year-olds.
But does anybody actually dress up as a ghost for Halloween?
Yeah.
That sounds like you're not very certain and positive of your answer.
Yes, yeah. You see that costume. It
is a costume. Okay, we're going to go with it. Yes. Jenna, thank you. Do you want to say anything to your lovely wife?
Thank you, Jenna.
That's all you got to say. That's all you got to say.
I'll talk to you later.
Incredible. That's all you got to say. Not even in like, hey, I love you, like, hey, you're the best thing that ever happened to me.
She gets that plenty, don't worry.
Oh, okay. This is a producer of mine at ESPN Ithaca, Cam Denmark. Let's see if he answers the phone. Come on, Cam. This isn't about work, okay? Get on this.
What?
Cam Denmark, you're on with Nick and Zensky right now. Important question for you. Does anybody actually dress up as a ghost for Halloween?
No, that's not a thing. That is absolutely not a thing.
Tell us how you really feel about it, Cam.
Listen, it's one of the biggest... I was going to say facade, but I'm not sure if that's the right word for it. You know, I'm a journalism student, so I don't know words. But
great.
Dressing up as a ghost for Halloween is something that you see on like Charlie Brown.
See?
But it doesn't
Look at this.
actually
Look at
have-
I just said that.
Look at this. He just said it.
Perfect.
Okay, perfect. That's all we need to know. Thank you for agreeing with us. Really do appreciate it. We need to get to the next caller on the list. Thank you so much, Cam.
No
Thank
problem,
you.
guys.
Okay, Cam, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Okay, so he literally says identical to what we have talked about.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it is. This is Dan Doherty from ESPN at the guy. He's probably going to think to himself, "Oh God, why is Nick calling me right now? It's got to be something work related."
Yep. Station's off the air.
Oh God, don't say that, please. Please don't say that. Oh, come on, Dan. Come on, Dan. He's probably playing video games, that nerd.
Oh, God. What is with you and nerds tonight?
Oh, wait, he's calling back.
Wait.
He's calling back.
Uh-oh.
Dan, are you there?
I'm here.
Dan, okay.
I'm
Hi. This is very important. I'm on, obviously, this is the To The Weekend podcast with yours truly and your coworker, that is, Nick Karski and Zensky. So I've got to ask you a very important question, then we got to move on to the next person. Does anybody actually dress up as a ghost for Halloween? Yes or no?
No.
That's it? That's all you got for us? Just a simple no, right?
That's you asked me a yes or no question.
Well,
I gave you a no.
I thought maybe you'd go into a little bit more detail. I don't know. Okay, well, then we'll go with it. Thank you very much, Dan. Really appreciate it.
I'm trying to podcast right now. You're interrupting me with your podcast? Come on.
Oh, you're doing a podcast right now?
Oh.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's like you're cheating on your podcast with us right now.
I can't believe this.
This is a love triangle of podcasts,
Oh my
or
God.
love.
I can't believe that happened. Okay, here we go. We're going to call my fiance. She might be working right now, actually, but we'll see. We'll see.
Hi, this is Courtney.
Ah, come on, Courtney.
Of course she's working right now. Of course.
Well, I mean,
she's working right now.
she's helping people. You got to give her that.
All right, here we go. We're going to call one of our good buddies from college, Ben Ratner, who's probably going to have no idea who it is. He probably doesn't even have me saved in his phone.
Now, what's up?
Ben Ratner, you're on To The Weekend with Nick Karski and Zensky, and we have a very important question for you.
Hit me.
Does anybody actually dress up as a ghost for Halloween?
Yes.
Explain.
In like
Bye, Ben.
Halloween?
Oh my God.
Always counting on something from Ben Ratner.
Okay, we need to pause for a second. And my God, what a guy! I mean, he never skips a beat. He never skips a beat. So, quick story, and I'm not gonna harp on the joke because what a punchline. But Nick and I were privileged enough to be in the wedding party of James, who we called at the top of this bit, and Ben was also there. And I haven't spent a weekend with Ben Ratner since college.
Yeah.
And I forgot how quick the guy is. Just like it is exhausting listening to him because he does not let up. He is like one after another with the punchlines.
I just can't believe that.
That is unedited Ben Ratner right there.
Should we go?
The only way you get him is unedited.
Should we keep going? Do we stop? I don't know. What do we do?
Do we end on that note?
Let's call one more person.
Okay.
All right. This is Andrew Champagne.
The one and only. Great name.
College buddy. Horse racing handicapper expert.
Yeah.
He's probably not going to answer. And then he's going to try and call back at some point. Because that's how he functions. Forget it. We're moving on. We're going to go to somebody else on this list. We're going to try my fiance one more time.
Hello.
Oh, look who finally decided to answer her phone. Hi. Very important question. You're on the podcast right now. Does anybody actually dress up as a ghost for Halloween?
No, not anymore. But that was such a 90s classic costume, right?
on when.
God, here we go again. Don't take Ben Ratner's joke. It's already terrible enough to begin with.
I know.
Okay, well, I guess we got our answer from you. Thank you, dear. Love you. Bye.
I was a ghost before.
Oh,
Bye.
of course. I'm not even surprised. Of course, Courtney would be a ghost. She would be a ghost.
Ugh.
That was unbelievable.
So just to recap, I didn't keep count of how many yeses or nos, but I think it was pretty evenly split.
It was pretty evenly split. I didn't keep track because I got so disappointed in our good buddy James Heasley for not answering the phone that I was just so startled and so ticked off that I forgot to start a running tally of the yeses and the nos, but it seemed like it was pretty even.
He just lets us down consistently.
It must be a thing. You know what? Courtney might actually be right, how she was saying it was a thing of the 90s, because Steph kind of alluded to it and said that she was a ghost for Halloween one time as well.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if that was... I'm sure there's a chart or trend or a
Look at you
article
actually trying to analyze this right now.
Well, because I'm genuinely wondering about it, right? Like, why not?
It's a bad Halloween costume idea. Nobody except for people who, like Cam Denmark said it to us, nobody except for people in the cartoons actually dress up in Halloween costumes as a ghost.
Fair enough. Let's put a bow on it.
We'll put a bow on it. Compared to Ben Ratner's bow, holy my
good Lord.
God, why am I not even surprised about him?
I'm not. It's just like, I forget, each time you talk to him, you just need to keep your guard up because he's going to throw you some joke.
Is Ben Ratner going to add this to his credits now? Into his resume? That he was on the podcast?
The self-proclaimed podcasting king. Yeah, he's going to add this little show to the weekend onto it.
He was on Conan. He was like on a Burger King commercial. Like all of this stuff has happened with Ben Ratner.
And he was on the show when we're talking about the new Apple products, which is he is one of those guys who is always doing the pre-order, always doing the first in line, getting the new device. So
this guy.
Well, thank you to everyone who we rated your night. And,
oh God, we're getting another phone call. Should we answer it?
What is my
ringtone? It's Poppy.
We gotta talk about that after.
It's Poppy from the Dan Le Batard Show with Stu Gatz. Hold on a second. Hello? Hello? Is anybody there? Oh wait, hold on a second. Is anybody there? I secretly hope not. Oh, you are there. Okay, good. Well, here's the $1 million question, since you're, about 5 minutes late with it. Does anybody actually dress up as a ghost for Halloween? Yes or no?
You called me to ask me that?
A simple yes or no would suffice. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, people do dress up as ghosts.
There it is. Thank you, Champagne.
That's all you needed?
I just hung up on him. He's wrong, by the way.
Yes. Yeah.
Because he said yes. My official answer is no. Nobody dresses up as a ghost for Halloween.
Well, and Cam said it best, like you said, like only in the cartoons.
Only in the cartoons, baby. That's it. Those are the only times that anybody ever actually dresses up like that as a ghost.
Watch. This year, we're just going to see everybody's going to be dressed up as a ghost.
Son of a... Man, that happens. So bad. We still got some time to plan for Halloween, so maybe I'll do it. I don't know.
So what do we think is going to be the Halloween costume this year? Is anybody going to be like what's the big... are we going to see like a lot of Kobe jerseys this year or something? Or a lot of like...
I hope we just don't see any jerseys to begin with. I just don't want to see any jerseys.
Because that's what started this whole conversation in the first place. Does the jersey count as a Halloween costume?
Well, next week, we'll inch closer and closer to Halloween, and we'll find out what other people are dressing up as for Halloween.
Watch your phones, ladies and gentlemen. You never know who's calling.
By the way, make sure you rate, subscribe, review wherever you get your podcasts. To The Weekend Podcast on social media, on Facebook and Instagram. Make sure you follow us there as well.
That is right. We are all over your social networks, so give us some love, and we're again appreciate all the great feedback everybody's been providing. And if you have any ideas for stuff you want to hear on the show, throw it our way. We are open books when it comes to doing stuff. Like we literally planned on the fly. Like next week, Nick is going to do a taste test of the Ghost Pepper Dunkin' Donut.
Can't wait. Hey, let me tell you something. You stay classy, my friend.
No, you stay classy, my